All right, class. So hopefully by now or sometime soon, you'll have again 3 sets, right, of 1/8 inch alphabets with numbers, right? So that'd be 1 right here, 2, 3. Again, 1/8 of an inch guidelines to set your letters and numbers, along with 1/8 of an inch in between those. So it's evenly 1/8. Okay. Now, when you get to your last line, and again, this will vary, right? I mean, how long you might take the full, let's say lines, to finish your alphabet and number. It doesn't matter when, but whenever you have your 3 sets of 1/8, go ahead and leave 1/8 of an inch space, and now you're going to generate the next alphabet sets, right? Which are now 1/4 inch over here, right? So 1/4 inch. So we just finished our 3 1/8 of an inch alphabet and numbers. Now we're going to do 3 sets of 1/4 of an inch alphabet and numbers with 1/8 of an inch gap. I'll repeat: 1/4 letter size, 1/8 of an inch space in between those. One-eighth of an inch right here. All right, so let's see how that changes things, or does it change things, or leave us like the same. Now notice the pace, right? Notice how fast I am going. And it's not that fast. So this time I was only able to fit A through Q. I'm going to go ahead and continue, leaving 1/8 of an inch onto the R. The S is one of the letters that gives me the more trouble, right? I mean, right now, since I'm doing it slowly, it's easier, but it's a tricky one for me. The entire letter should fit in between these guidelines. And ideally, you do this with just one pass, right? You don't go back at the line. Notice that I haven't been going back over the Z again. That usually just makes it look messier. Now, you'll see I do stylize my Z right? Munoz has a Z on it. And usually the Z can get sometimes misinterpreted by a 2, right? Which the 2 looks like this, right? So I like to do the mark right there on the Z. All right, go ahead and try both, right? So ignore that 2 right there. Now from there, I'll move on to my numbers. Right? So I'll leave a space right here, right? So I'll do 1. Now the 1, the handout has it just like a stem. You'll see that I do my 1, right? Kind of like that, right? With the little sticks right there. 2, 3, another favorite of mine. 4, and try both 4s. One with the little triangle and one that it's open. 5, 6, 7. Try both 7s right here. 8. 2 different 9s. And the 0. So we have, right, 1/8 of an inch alphabet and numbers, 2/8 of an inch, aka quarter of an inch, alphabet and numbers. Again, let's do the same. 3 sets of 1/8, 3 sets of quarter of an inch. Okay, I'll let you guys continue, and I'm going to set myself up here for the next alphabet. Okay. Oops. Now, I do recommend that you get a dust brush, like the one that I'm using right here. If not, just be very careful if you have to erase and you know, keeping your workspace and your sheet of paper clean. Again, 1/8 inch space, 2/8 inch letter. So that'll be my 3 lines for my next set of 2/8. So that'll be first set right here. The second one would go right here. So that would give me again an A right here, an R over here, and a 4 over here, assuming that, you know, it's the same spacing. So I'll give myself the next guides. Don't forget to set your bottom margin of 1/2 inch. One inch gap, 2/8 letter, 1/8 space, 2/8 letter, 1/8 gap, 3/8 letter, and this sets me up for my third set. And feel free to try it, right? The idea of this is that you experiment. So what if I try now to do the A a little bit more like the handout over here, you know, and it's a little bit more like this, right? My B, right? Right. Try the R over here. See the R, they do it kind of funky over here. Not a big fan of this type of R, but something like that. Perhaps the stem a little bit longer over here. And my 4 over here. I think by now I've been able to master it a little bit better. All right, so 3 sets of 1/8 inch alphabet and numbers, 3 sets of 2/8 alphabets and numbers. All of these have a gap of how much? 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Once you're done with that, we do the last 3 sets, which are now 3/8 of an inch of a letter, and with a gap of 2/8 or spacing. Three-eighths, 2/8. All right, let's try that. And my 4H, which is helping me do my guidelines, it's losing a little bit of its sharpness. So I'll go ahead and I'll use this guy right here. All right, so 2/8 gap now. With my 4H. Now 1, 2, 3/8. 2/8 gaps. Now 3, 1, 2, 3. 2/8 gap. 3, 1, 2, 3/8. All right. So I grab again my B pencil, and now we try 3/8 letters, okay, and numbers. So now notice that as it gets bigger, right? I mean, everything becomes more evident, right? So you have more room, but you need to be more consistent. It's easier to tell, right, when things change. Right? So as the A, And as I'm going over the exercise, I'm noticing that the end of my B pencil, it achieves different sort of angles and ends on the tip. I'm actually using that to experiment and get different thicknesses of letters. So hopefully you're getting the same effect, and you can try that as well. Now you'll see that the E, right, the middle stem is not necessarily in the middle, but it's actually pushed a little bit to the top. And you can actually see that again from the handout to your left. And the same happens with the F. G. H. Notice that for the H, I set both of the verticals first, and then I prepare myself. Notice that in the handout, the stem is towards the bottom. I like to do it towards the top. But no worries, I can try both. For me, the problem with this second one is that it starts looking, or it can become confused as a U. And that's sort of the problem with some of the letters in this alphabet. But we'll talk about that. And then I. You'll see that actually my I like to do it with the stems like that. But, you know. And the J, right, that is my initial, right? I stopped doing the, well, of course, sometimes you can do the top sort of horizontal, right? Like that. K. K is kind of funky on the handout. Kind of like does that and does that. Again, the most important thing right here is patience, control, and craft, quality. Think how about this? What if you're getting this tattooed on you? How about that? That important. That's how perfect you want these letters to be. So if you have tattoos, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to get a tattoo that is not what you want to get. And if you don't have tattoos, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, because you don't want tattoos, right? So now picture this. You have something that you don't want on you, and it's not well done. So this is what I mean, right? The U, the way that it's drawn on the handout, can sometimes get kind of like confused with the H if you start doing it like that. So I'll show you right now how I actually do my alphabet, just if I, when I'm kind of like day to day, just regular writing without the handout and the lines. Because I've had to kind of like develop my own style, because that's what fits with me. Okay. W. The X, I like to do the top of this X right here smaller, right? The Y can look very pretty, right? Kind of like that, open on top. And then again, the Z. Again, we do this other Z. Now we do numbers. I'll give myself a new set of guidelines right here I'll need it anyway, so might as well start it clean. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if they'll fit. I'll give myself the next set just in case, but let's see if I can fit it all in one. There's no need to cramp though. I have plenty of sheets, but it'll fit at least in these two last rolls. So you go. 1, 2. Something to notice too is that you might be used to, right? I mean, you write and do numbers in one single stroke, right? Like the 2, you do it like that, probably. Okay, I'll show you over here. Like the 2, maybe you do it like this, the 3 like this. But the way that I'm doing them now, kind of like this a little bit over here. All right. The way that I do them right now is, I set myself, like for example, for D3, I do the top part right there, and I do them in portions actually, or like this 4, you know. The 8, I like to do the top part smaller than the bottom one. And notice that this is something from the handout as well, right? Anytime that you do like the Q, the O, and the 8 and the 9s, right? Notice that the circle, or what it looks like a circle, is more of an ellipse to the side, right? So it's kind of like that, and that. Or if you want to do the other style, like that. And even the 0, right? Notice that it's like a egg that has been turned on the side there as well. All right, so we've done it, class. All right. Eighth-inch set, quarter-inch, 3/8. 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets. No, of course you're gonna need more than one page. Right? I would need a sheet and a half. Okay. Now, once you've done this, let's talk now about how to finish this exercise right here. We're gonna add a title right here and the date. Okay, but first let's make sure that you finish 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets. Again, instructions one more time. Remember, this is 1/2 inch over here. All right, come back for this last part of this exercise.